I was on my way out and I was thinking, and I came across a notion that I really thought I should make a video, and I should say it now while the thoughts are freshest on my mind. I was thinking of when TJ was talking about himself as not a sane person, and I was thinking that, well, I don't think I am completely sane. Um, as a passing thought, I think there's some things about me that aren't uh, that are that rely too much on passing thoughts, on some things that aren't completely thought out at times. I don't look at rationally. Of course, in hindsight, when I think about these things, I do think about them rationally. And then I kind of thought about, oh, well, the typical cheesy thing to say, oh, I don't think I'm completely sane. Who is? And I was thinking that I'm not someone to say that. I don't like making generalities about the entire world, about other people that I don't know. So I'm never one to say, oh, well, no one is this and everyone is that and whatever. We really have to go at, the frame of our own experiences. But then I remembered, I asked myself, well, what is sane? How can we decide what is uh, the right way of thinking? Probably also TJ came across this as well, and continued to ask, well, is it to think in the most effective manner, the most efficient way, uh, in one's own interests, perhaps? A lot of pragmatists will say that. A sane person is someone that looks out for himself in the most sensible way possible, the best way possible. Or maybe the preservation of a group. But then I thought, what is the greatest way of being rational? What is the greatest rationality? Or what is the most efficient self-preservation? Is it to steal when necessary, to stay alive, to to enrich yourself whenever you can without negative repercussions, to spread your territory if you are the leader of a country, or to aid your country to spread its territory? Is it to get a is to strike it rich? Is it to look after yourself? And I think that the greatest level of self-preservation is not in the sense of looking after your next of kin. I mean, of course, our biological legacy, or many people have very close affinity to their family, and they'll give their whole fortune to their children after they die. But I think some people are too obsessed with this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but they're obsessed with their own legacy, what they're gonna leave behind for their children, and the family name. But in the end, I think the greatest level of self-preservation is really to preserve what makes yourself. What is a person? Is a person their own body? Is a person their name, their occupation? Is it their children, their family name, their biology? Some people say a person is their genes. But I think that's not how we identify ourselves. That's not how we perceive ourselves. We perceive ourselves as a set of ideas. We perceive ourselves as our memories, what we believe in, our convictions, our likes, our dislikes, our annoyances. Concepts, ideas, that's who we are. That's how we relate to ourselves. And really, I think the real self-preservation, true self-preservation, is the preservation of those ideas. A writer does a better job of preserving himself than the conqueror, the one that expands the territory of his country. Unless the only way he ever identified himself was by his country, then maybe, he is doing a sense of self-preservation. But I'm really thinking about looking at the artists being the ones that truly preserve themselves by keeping what made their own personality, what made themselves, to keep it on earth and to have do the best job they can to preserving it. And that's what people do when they try to make a good work of art. How can I leave a mark? How can I leave a mark? Not through my children or my name. A name, you can change your name. Very rarely will it change who you are unless you relate to your name has a big effect on you. So in that, I think that to really look after yourself, to be out for yourself and only for yourself, can become a noble thing if you were to look at it in that way, in that integral way. I think that's what the self is, and to look out for yourself is to look out for those ideas, for those convictions. That's pretty much it.